I've got the same bike.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, and thank you so much for joining me again. Today's video is all about what I've done with the Ducati and why I won't be riding it for the next few months. And I thought I'd take this opportunity just to do a bit of a garage update and tell you guys what I've got at the moment. If you're a subscriber from the early days, I used to do car content, so I used to do like track content with the Porsche I had. I didn't really post many videos about the McLaren I had because I kind of went into a bit of a privacy thing when I owned the McLaren. I felt a little bit sort of vulnerable, I suppose, or whatever you want to call it. For some reason I didn't really want to post too much about the McLaren. But I have done a few videos involving that car, so if you go right back to my early videos, you'll see a couple of videos I did with me and the McLaren, but I don't think I did any talking videos, although I recorded some, but I never actually posted them. So, but yeah, so this video here is really just to tell you guys what's going on with my garage and what's in it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Audi SQ5. So this car I've owned for nearly a year now. Now, when I first bought it, it didn't quite gel with me. I wasn't really into the car that much, and I was thinking about replacing it. I'd come from a Range Rover Sport. I didn't get on with the driving style of it, but myself and Mr. Daniel Knight, we did a Geneva trip. We drove into Switzerland in it, and we were taking it in turns. Every couple of hours we were swapping drivers, and we took it to Switzerland, and for some reason from that trip there I actually kind of fell in love with the car. And I got back to England and we came back home after about like a 10-hour journey, and I literally just got out of the car and felt fresh as a daisy. That was the first sort of turning point for me that I actually started to really enjoy the car. And I suppose it's a little bit familiar and similar to the Aprilia with this bike here. At first I didn't really get on with the bike, but then it sort of kind of grew on me, and I think exactly the same has happened with the SQ5. So I am going to be keeping this car, and I can't see myself selling it for this sort of like foreseeable future. And I use this car for commuting. I use it to travel with the family, and it's a great car. It's a very powerful car. It's fast. It sounds good. It goes well. It's very, very comfortable, which is obviously the biggest reason. So the next in my garage is the Aprilia Shiver. So this is the Aprilia Shiver 900. If you see my previous videos, you'll see that this has grown on me as well. At first I never actually liked this bike, and I was looking to get rid of it, and that was mainly because of the weight of the bike, but I actually quite like this now. I've been commuting, done quite a few miles on it. I think it's 2,500 miles I've done in the last 2 or 3 months. So it's really, really grown on me, and I actually quite like this bike now. And then if you'll see behind me, we have the road bike. So I just get this in focus. So we have the road bike. Now, I used to be really into cycling, so I was doing about 200 to 250 miles a week on the bikes when I was training, and I was doing sort of like amateur racing, and I got up to a competitive level, and I was actually quite good at it. I wasn't too bad. I wasn't brilliant, but I wasn't too bad. I could hold my own in a race, which was quite cool. So I really got into that. And then obviously mountain biking. I've been doing mountain biking ever since I was young. So I think I started mountain biking when I was about 12 years old. These two here are my summer bikes, so these are going to be sort of put away into storage over the winter because I won't be riding these at all. But I really do miss cycling. That's something that I really, really want to get back into. So this is my garage. Yeah, so we've got the SQ5, we've got the road bike, we've got the mountain bike, we've got the Aprilia Shiver, and my last bike is the Ducati 959 Panigale. So that's what this video is all about today, and why it is all under wraps here. So I'm going to basically, I've woken up today, obviously the clocks went back last night, and I've woken up today and it is a really, really sunny day, and it is actually quite warm out there. So we're having like a nice day. We haven't had a nice day for a few weeks, so I'm actually going to take advantage of that and get the Ducati out, and I'm going to go for a ride, and I'm going to talk to you guys all about why I'm putting this up for the winter and why I'm not going to be riding it through the winter. So I'm going to get it out of its covers, and we're going to go for a ride. See you in a second. Right, we're out on the Ducati, and it does feel very refreshing to be out on this bike. As I say, as the winter nights are drawing in, I'm really riding this less and less. Obviously I don't use it for commuting now, because obviously the commuting weather over the last few weeks has been absolutely horrible, and 9 out of 10 times I've been getting caught out in the rain. But I think I'm just, because it's my best bike, you know, I have the Aprilia for my sort of commuting and just going out when it's horrible and winter weather and raining and cold and everything. Obviously I don't really want to ruin this bike, and now I have got full PPF on the bike. As you've probably seen from my other videos, I have got full PPF, so the paintwork technically will be protected, and plus it's a motorbike as well. Obviously fairing can be replaced. Oh, I forgot about that bump. Jesus Christ. So yeah, obviously fairing can be replaced, and I don't think it'll be that expensive to replace fairing. Okay, so the second reason really is obviously at night time and winter conditions and horrible conditions, the roads are very, very unpredictable. You never know what car's going to pull out in front of you and that, and like from what I've experienced over the last few weeks when I've been commuting, cars just don't see you at all. And I think riding at night time, you are really, really increasing that risk of an accident, of someone pulling out in front of you. So that is like probably another reason, is it is just dangerous. For some reason cars just don't pick up on your lights. Another reason is actually the roads are very unpredictable as well. So like you see in this centre line here, you see it's actually quite damp. So the roads are very unpredictable towards sort of like puddles and potholes and grime and grit. And obviously with leaves falling this time of year as well, so you've got to be very, very careful. The roads are going to be really slippery. I wouldn't say it's icy, obviously we haven't had a temperature drop yet, but I say that is coming. The temperature drop is definitely coming. It's not far away, I'd say another month or so, and I think the temperatures are really going to drop. So that's another reason why is you've got to be very, very careful of the road conditions. So this is the reasons really why I'm not going to be taking my bike out over the winter period. Lots of bikes out today. That's really cool to see. It's because it's like the first nice day that we've had in such a long time. It's been weeks since we've had a nice day, and like now we've gone into quite a shaded patch with these trees, and you can see the ground totally changed from being quite dry to quite damp. You can see here it's actually got quite a shine over it, and especially with the weather and temperature being quite cold, it could be really, really slippery, so you've got to be very, very careful. So as I mentioned in my garage, yes, I am looking to get back into a car. I will not get rid of the bikes, definitely not. I will carry on doing exactly what I intend to do on the bikes. I want to do like a European trip. Well, I want to do a few European trips on the bikes next year, but I also want to do it on a car as well. Or in a car, should I say, not on a car. It will be a sports car of some sort. I never actually ticked that R8 box, and that is a box I really want to tick. So it feels so good to be back out on this bike. Every time I get onto this bike, I just forget how much I absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful machine, and it is just, oh, it just does something when you're riding it. It just makes you feel all warm inside. It's just such a special bike, and if you've never had a chance to ride a Ducati, I strongly recommend it. It's just take one out. Even a 959, which is classed as a middleweight sort of sports bike, super bike, whatever you want to call it, even this bike here is just such a dream to ride. They just have such a nice feel to them, and obviously they've got a great reputation. And I think like gone are the days where the reliability was always an issue and stuff, so you hear like people talking about reliability, but I think nowadays, I think Ducati have sorted that out. So I would strongly recommend go and test ride one before you buy that R1 or that CBR, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on how nice these feel to ride. Anyway, so that's my video and the reasons why I'm probably going to be hanging it up for the winter. If you're a rider, you know, will you be hanging your bikes up for the winter? Will you get out much? You know, let me know in the comments below. It'd be interesting to see what other people are doing with their bikes. There is a guy on Instagram that I follow. His name's Tyrrell. Oh, if you've seen his page, you'll know he rides a 959 course like myself. He actually put a post up, I think it was yesterday or the day before, saying that his bike's going into retirement for the winter as well. So I'm not too sure if he's got a spare bike or not. I'm not too sure. Anyway, people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Again, please like and subscribe if you're new. And until next time, I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.